I'm all about productivity when it comes to studying. If you've been sitting at your table for the past 4 hours but you're not getting any work done, then what's the point? Hey guys, Victoria here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I share the 8 ways that you can be productive during your study sessions. For any study session, productivity is the most important thing ever. I believe in short and productive study sessions where you get the most work done within the shortest time possible. So my first tip is to have the correct mindset. You have to be clear that you are doing this for yourself and not anyone else. No one will benefit from your education more than you yourself. What you do now shapes your future. And remember that education is not a gun held to your head. It is a weapon in your hands. It is best to have a little brain dump before your study session where you can write down all the things which are distracting you. It could be someone or something which you're worried about. Just write everything down. Writing those things down is the perfect way to get your mind off those things so that you can focus 100% when you're doing your revision. Tip number 2 is to download the Forest or Tide apps if you haven't already. It's no secret that our phones are our greatest distractions when it comes to studying. The Forest and Tide apps can solve this problem. Personally, I prefer Forest over Tide because I like to work in a really quiet environment. But anyways, I'll give you an overview of how both apps work so that you know which one is better for you and you can try downloading them. For Forest, you can adjust the timer to whatever time you like, but the maximum is 2 hours. And when the timer is set, you cannot access any of your apps. When the timer is on, a little plant is growing and you get to collect points if you don't exit that app within that time frame. If you do exit that app, the plant will wilt. I like this app because you can unlock new plants based on the number of coins that you have earned, and there's also a place to track your weekly progress based on the amount of time that you have been focused for. Now moving on to Tide. The Tide app is very much like Forest, except that you don't get to adjust the time frame. It is always 25 minutes to accommodate the Pomodoro technique. The upside of this app is the sound of waves playing whenever the timer is on, and some people may find it to be calming. Personally, I prefer static silence, but maybe you guys would prefer to have the sound of the waves as the background music when you're studying. This app also provides you with your concentration percentage for each day. That means it can track how concentrated you are on that day, and seeing the results can be really motivating. All in all, both apps are really great and I suggest that you should try them out, see which one works for you, stick to that app and get some work done. So my third tip is to make to-do lists. I say this all the time, but to-do lists are so important. Instead of mentally keeping track of the things that you have to get done, just write them down. Whether it's homework from school or a chapter that you wish to cover, just write them down and it's going to feel so good when you complete that and you can tick that off your list. It's really the little things like these which will keep you going. To some people, to-do lists may feel overwhelming, so if it's overwhelming to you, then maybe you can try using the mind mapping method. Write down all the things that you have to get done into a mind map and just complete them in a clockwise or anti-clockwise manner for the sake of organization, or just complete them whichever way you like. Tip number 4 is to keep light snacks and drinks on the table. It is not uncommon for our stomachs to be growling halfway through a study session. So do you leave the table to go get snacks, or do you just bear with the hunger? Well, you can do none of those if you prepare light snacks and drinks on your table even before you start studying. I recommend fruits and some tea because both are really nutritious and refreshing. Fruit bars are also a great choice for a snack. I mean, sure, you can get up anytime to go get snacks when you're hungry, but can you guarantee that you won't be distracted along the way, like maybe by the TV show that is playing on the TV or by your siblings or whatever? If you get distracted along the way, then it will pull you straight out of your productivity mode and you won't want to continue studying after that. So to avoid that, just prepare beforehand and keep snacks on your table. Tip number 5 is to change things up. Always studying in the same environment can get boring sometimes. So when I feel that I'm starting to lose focus, I like to change things up by moving all myself to a new environment from time to time to study there. Like instead of studying in my room only, I would sometimes review my flashcards in the living room or even complete my homework on the dining table. It is always good to change things up, but do remember to make sure that the environment that you choose is bright enough and it is not too noisy or full of distractions. With that being said, choose your study area wisely. Tip number 6 is to practice active learning. Do you ever just fall asleep on your history textbook? Well, you can avoid that by learning actively. Never just skim through when reading a text. Instead, put those highlighters to good use and make little notes at the side of the text. You can also use sticky notes and notepads to make studying very fun. For me, I'm a big fan of cute stationeries and just stationeries in general, so I think that they help to make studying more fun for me. I think that the best way to learn actively is by writing your own notes or by rewriting someone else's notes. By making your own notes, you are making sure that your brain is registering every word that you are writing. And while you may not be able to remember everything that you've written down, you may be able to remember most of it. Tip number 7 is to prioritize. So much work, so little time, right? This is when prioritizing comes into the picture. Homework is prioritized by the deadlines, while your revision is prioritized by how good or weak you are at a particular subject. You should spend more time revising the subjects that you are weak at. Take the time to evaluate your strong and weak subjects based on the grades of your previous exam. Similarly, for each subject, you need to be very aware of the topics which you struggle with and spend more time bettering that topic. To do this, you must be very aware of your strengths and weaknesses. So I suggest that you review your past exam papers and try to pinpoint which are your weakest and strongest points. Focus on your weakest points and this will automatically bring up your grades for that particular subject. Tip number 8 is to get enough sleep. Do not study past your bedtime, just never ever do that. Even if and especially if your exam is on the next day, do not stay up late to cram. Not getting enough sleep will cause fatigue in the next morning, so you cannot sit for exam in your best state of mind and this just puts all your previous efforts to waste. No matter how much more studying you think you still need to do on the night before the exam, just go to sleep. Seriously. By going to sleep, your brain can actually digest the things that you have just read and so you can remember them better. Even if it's not the exam season for you, going to bed early can really ensure that you can have a productive study session the following day. So those are the 8 tips that help me conduct short and productive study sessions. Productivity is just so important when it comes to revision and doing your homework and just doing things in general. So I really hope that all those tips are able to help you. Please remember to give this video a like if you found those tips helpful, and you can subscribe down below and ring the notification bell so that you are notified when I post new videos. You can also leave me comments down below because I love reading comments and I would appreciate it if you guys commented on my videos. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!